Yes. Welcome to the 13th and final round podcast. It's a Christmas special, so we've got a special person with us, Johnny Nelson, in the house.
Johnny.
Boys, you're welcome. Ho, ho, ho.
You know what, John? You need to get a secretary because I rang the guy's phone, he don't answer it. I sent him a text. He says seen, but I don't get no answer, no reply.
That's
but
me,
anyway,
man. I'm usually on the phone doing something like...
Y'all saying to us now, when you set an appointment, just turn up.
Just come.
And you're here. Well, the gate opened anyway, so it's all good still.
Just come.
All the way from Leeds.
Just come, man.
But it's all good. Yeah. So we're here again, Johnny. And we're going to catch up on that before the end of the year. Mm-hmm. So we'll catch up and we'll enjoy...
we got some conversations locked in, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. We've got something special for you because it's Christmas now, the Christmas season. Yeah.
Check this out.
Open it up in front of the camera.
All right,
I know it's not Christmas yet, but open it up so the camera can see.
Scary. We Pete catch up.
Remember the last episode you wanted?
The last episode he wanted one of these, so he's got one.
You know, I just said you got a T-shirt.
There you go. That's what I said.
All right.
Yeah. Take that off now.
So you can take it off now. So
let you go get changed.
So we'll pause it.
I ain't going anywhere.
No. Okay. Well, he was a boxer anyway. He's showing his chest. So look, he's still fighting shape.
If you got
still
it,
fighting.
Right?
Look at that.
You just gotta.
Still fighting shape, man.
Just got an extra 100 followers. Keep on going.
Yeah, it's extra large. You know what I mean? Big lad. So you're ready, man. You put the cap on. Boom.
I'm not part of the team.
Yeah.
13th final round crew.
So, guys, you know, for the previous podcast, you can see down the bottom all our merchandise, the link and everything where you can find it and obtain anything.
Check out the merch.
Check it out, man. Check it out on the bottom, right here. It's all the way down here. Yeah. All right, let's roll, man.
So I wanted to start here because remember, I've been looking forward to this. There's a couple of things I've been looking forward to talking to you about.
Let's do it, man.
But I said to you last time we talked that Francis Ngannou would do a lot better than what people thought. Mm-hmm. I told you that if Fury tries to hold on to me, he'll play right into what Francis wants to do. And it kind of like, it was funny because I talked to a lot of people about it and they're like, they didn't give him a chance. But how do you think he did?
I agree with you. You know, I too, you know, as far as I was concerned, Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the world, and he's proved that. Yeah. It doesn't matter what whoever's behind him, he's proved he's the best heavyweight in the world. So on that merit, when we talk about Ngannou getting in there with his first professional boxing fight, regardless of what genre he's come from in regards to combat sport, boxing's boxing. No, you can't play boxing. So Tyson Fury should have made it easy. Now the problem's this, and I said it, and there was a lot of talk about it afterwards. The problem's this: the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia put on an amazing show. It was an amazing event. And you've got to give props and give credit to that. They threw lots of. They were paying stars from all over the world to come. I understood the business side of it. What they did was, if we pay you to come, it's not about you. It's about the TV that follows you.
That's right.
You know, to see what the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is around.
You know, I was thinking, that show, looking at that show, it's from way back Don King days with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman.
That's what I'm saying. But in this situation, they made sure they paid stars, pop stars, to come to be there, so the world saw and get the business view on it. And then so they did their bit. An amazing event. Tyson Fury's responsibility of being the best heavyweight in the world was to prepare and get this thing done right. He didn't.
No.
So fool us, saying, you know what, he'll get this done because we're expecting Tyson Fury to accept his responsibility and do his job. I do believe if they box again, Tyson Fury would box a hell of a lot better than that. I believe Tyson Fury totally underestimated Ngannou, like I did, like most of us did, apart from you. Totally underestimated Ngannou. Ngannou put it on him, and Tyson realised partway through, damn, I'm in deep here. You know what I mean? So and he was nowhere near the 100% Tyson Fury, but I do believe Tyson Fury, if they did it again, which he probably won't,
it'd be a different story.
It'd be a different story. Ngannou, strong, patient, confidence, not intimidated, not bullied. He showed why this man is the top of his field. And that's why for now, so the WBC have now put him in the top 10 rankings.
What do you think?
Rightfully so, because in their ruling is this. If you are number one in a combat sport, in every good and body, you deserve a right to be in our top 10.
Right.
You know, so that's why. So it's his first professional fight.
Yeah.
Number one in the world, went the distance with the number one in heavyweight champion. So basically, that fight put him in the top 10.
Yeah.
So I understand now that the proof will be in the pudding.
Yeah.
That when he fights another heavyweight that is probably below him or just above him in the top 10, how he fares against them, because he might be number 10 now.
Yeah.
He might fight another heavyweight and all of a sudden plummet down to 36.
Yeah.
And so I understood that's the ruling of the WBC. So I get where they're coming from. So listen, it's horses for courses. There's a thing called boxing snobbery. We're saying, nah, man, they don't deserve it. But in reality, you know, the rules are the rules.
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm looking forward to seeing Francis fight again, and
with somebody else as well.
Because I want to see how much was it Tyson Fury not prepared. Is it a little bit of both? Did he underestimate him completely? I don't personally think so, because I've been watching Francis all the way through the UFC as well, and been watching what he brings. He's just literally a boxer in a cage.
Yeah.
There's no intention of doing anything.
So with Tyson, he said, you know, I prepared my best. You know, the guy's a good fighter.
Yeah.
Tyson didn't prepare his best.
No, I don't think so.
Right. So basically saying, believe me.
Yeah.
And so if we believe him and he performed like that, as far as I'm concerned, Tyson Fury's legs have gone. I didn't make a secret of it.
Yeah.
And that's if I believed him. I don't believe him. Because if he did train to the best of his ability and fought like that, his legs have gone.
Yeah.
He was falling all over himself. It took him 6 rounds to get a measure of him. He got a load of back fat on his back. He just didn't look. He was struggling to get a measure of the man. Now all of a sudden, from being the number one fighter in the world, you're struggling with a man that's never. That shouldn't have the experience that you've got at your sport.
Yeah.
So therefore, if we believe in him, basically his lie is getting him in trouble to say, well, your legs are gone.
Yeah.
So now he's like, all right, I'll take the licks. In my humble opinion, and the things I'm hearing, no, he didn't train. He didn't train the way he should have done.
No.
And I know that. And if I say why, then I'm throwing man under the bus. I know he didn't train. I know that the week of the fight, they've got to attend many functions as part of the build-up to the fight. Now, this is the job of the manager. The manager's job is to try and make you spend as little time in your commitments as possible. When you've got a big world title fight, they usually fight week, they make you do a public workout. Some people come and they'll wrap their hands and do the bandages and make it their workout. Some people skip for the fight, the 5 minutes or the 10 minutes. Some people will juggle a ball. You know, but so when you've been given things to do with that fight week when you don't want to do anything, your manager's job is to make you do as little as possible. Show your face, boom, get out, negotiate it. But that comes with experience.
I'm interested to see what Francis does when he fights his next opponent. I'm really looking forward to, because
I think next opponent will knock him out. I think he will.
Depends what it is.
Who didn't got lined up for him?
So I'll ask Johnny this, right? Someone asked me recently, right, about this. We talked about this, right? So Wilder, just ask you a question, 3 questions on it. Who's got more boxing ability, Wilder or Francis? Boxing ability, IQ.
It'd be unfair of me to comment on that, because I've not seen Ngannou's
just off
career.
That fight.
But off that fight, I've always said I don't think Deontay Wilder's boxing IQ is the best.
It's tough.
But what has always saved him is that punch power. I've seen him getting beaten by many people. But that punch power is the thing that turns things around. So I could easily sit with your side of the argument and say Ngannou's boxing ability is better.
Definitely.
That's why I find it. The reason I ask that is because I find it interesting. Because if you break down just black and white, Ngannou's got better ability, arguably they hit as hard as each other. That's an interesting fight, then, isn't it?
Yeah, it is an interesting fight. So again, Ngannou's in the Who Needs Him club.
Yes.
Because it's little reward and a massive risk. You know, so why would you put yourself in that situation? Why would you, if this guy is like, there's a lot more going on than what you think, why would you do it? Why would you be number 3 fighting him? You just can develop amnesia. Now Ngannou's problem now is this. It's like Andy Ruiz. Once he knocked out AJ, everybody knew who Andy Ruiz was, knew what he was about. He just didn't look like a little fat Mexican. You thought, this man's got fast hands. So therefore, after that, Andrew Ruiz, I think he's had 3 fights since that, 2 fights since that. Boxed AJ again, and then he's got 1 more fight. I think it's, I don't know if I'm right. Yeah. So he's got fast hands. But what I'm saying is, people that get in with him will either avoid him, or they'll know what to do to deal with him. And Ngannou has that same problem now. But we didn't really see much of Ngannou because Tyson spoilt him, kept him long. We couldn't, but we know Ngannou's strong. You know, he's patient. You know, he cannot be intimidated. And so that's what you do know about him. So whatever game plan you've got, you got to think, all right, then I've got to look at it. I've got to respect this man in front of me. Whereas before, like us and like many, like Tyson, didn't respect him the way he should have been respected.
I'd like to see him fight someone like Chisora, Dylan White.
I mean, warm-up fights for him.
I don't know what happened, but someone at that level, because
they won't get hurt. So Chisora and Dylan White, why would they fight him? You know, because therefore these guys are hoping to get an opportunity to fight at the top again. Why would they go? Because therefore they're meat. You know, because they're thinking, why am I giving you a chance? Because if I get turned over against you, then I blow my chance. So then I won't fight him. I saw an interview with AJ, and AJ said he'd be interested in fighting him. But again, he probably is. I know his handlers won't be. You know, this is what's happening of late. Whereas, and the reason why this show's going on the 23rd of December in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is because these guys are getting paid ridiculous dough, and the managers and promoters around them will be shown as being divisive if they want to save their golden goose. Say, nah, you don't want none of that, because these men are getting paid mad money. So now all of a sudden, these guys are in a situation where they've got to fight when they don't. You know, every fighter wants to fight each other, and the promoters and the managers will say, you don't want to do that. Talk them out of it. To go what suits for them. They've got to make sure their golden goose lasts longer. So, but now the fighter's saying, I want some of this. And now they're in deep. Now this is where the managers can't control the narrative. So right now, side A should beat side B, and the way the lineup is. But, and there could be 1 or 2 banana skins. I don't think they will. But then as it rolls on, to March the 19th and February the 17th, when Tyson Fury boxes Usyk, which I doubt will happen. That date.
A lot of people are saying that.
So where do you think you get above the setback again?
No. So remember, before he fought Ngannou, they said he's fighting 23rd. He's fighting before Christmas. It's done. It's done. He's definitely fighting. Blah blah blah. It's done. Tyson, all of a sudden, he's not fighting. And so, for whatever reason, after all the promises,
what do you think the reason is?
The reason is he's got his arse licked, and he's like thinking, "Why? I need to lick my wounds a little bit."
And he's got to harder.
So, reality is it. The reality is this, and you know, Christmas is coming at this time of year. You know, he's still away. He wants to eat. He wants to chill. He wants to do what he wants to do. So, to fight on February the 17th. When you've got a family as well, there's a lot of commitment. Is he willing to go back into training camp again, away from his family and away from the things he loves and away from the things he likes until the 17th? I don't think so.
Because as soon as you get through Christmas, what have you got? 6 weeks, 5 weeks?
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think so. But I don't know if I'm right or not, but I don't know if they had some kind of clause to say if it didn't happen on this date before Christmas, it's got to happen on that date, otherwise some big fine or stripping or whatever it is. Usyk's ready. But I knew they were never going to fight after Christmas, before Christmas. When I saw Usyk at ringside,
he knew it.
And I thought, they ain't fighting. You know, he's not.
A funny game, man. I like
but it's interesting.
Usyk's, I can't take Usyk's serious when I look at him.
He's always joking about it. It's good as a character.
And he's that because you can tell he's a very intelligent guy. And so he's like thinking, I've got to entertain these infidels, these fools, and he'll do what he's doing. But in reality, I bet he's a very well-read individual. I think he's a guy that is a lot more mature than what's out there. But don't be fooled by the facade and you think, oh my God, this guy's unbeatable. He's beatable. He's beatable. So, and the familiarity creates content. So therefore, he don't want you to know who he is. Because if you know who he is, you might think, that's how you beat him. You know, it's like Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler. And before they fought, Leonard was plotting and planning. He knew he was going to drop it on him. So he's out drinking, going out for meals, and he's socializing with his family, getting to know him, getting to know his bugbears and all the things that are bugging him. Marvin Hagler gets up in the morning and says Sugar Ray Leonard wants to fight Marvin Hagler, he's like, we went for a meal last night. What are you talking about? You know, so once you get to know an individual's character, that it gives you a chance to assess who that character is.
Because that press conference with Usyk and Fury, not really happened, did it really?
No, it didn't. Because Fury's problem, the problem with this is Fury is the best at boxing foreplay. When I say boxing foreplay, it's getting into your head to make you either respect him or disrespect him. To intimidate you or to think you can intimidate him. He did it with Klitschko. When Klitschko thought he could intimidate him, he's playing the clown, he's playing the fool, he's singing and doing everything he can where Klitschko's thinking he's an idiot. They're sniggering at him, they're laughing at him. They came to the fight, Klitschko's like, shit, it's hard to respect a man mid-fight. And so Fury is very good at barking loud. He's very good at playing the game. So with Usyk, it was lost in translation because he knew what he said. Usyk wouldn't understand.
They didn't understand.
So he had to get physical with Usyk. And so that's the only thing we all understand. And Usyk knew that. You know, so Tyson was frustrated because the things he wanted to say went straight over his lost.
He just smiled.
But he could only physically try and dominate and intimidate and bully. And so I think looking at that, I think if you're trying to score it on that, I say who came out on top? I say Usyk did. I think Tyson tried everything to get under his skin, and Usyk's like, you know, they're trying to sell tickets. They've got to sell tickets for a fight. I understand that, but I think Usyk made no difference to him.
I'm interested. But I found it interesting when I saw Usyk get asked where he gets his style from, and he said Nas. Did you see that?
Well, and I reposted it, and because when people asked about Usyk when he was fighting at cruiserweight, I said our gym was full of.
So without knowing, he was copying your style.
But our gym was full of Usyks, southpaws, orthodox, switch hitters, and so people saying, "Nah, Nelson, don't you talk about your hair, blah 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 blah." Oh, then so when Usyk then says, "I got my style from Nas."
So you're watching in Sheffield?
Yeah, so he's watching Sheffield. Our gym. He's watching Sheffield because our style is so unorthodox. You can't train for that. No. Him and Lomachenko, that's what they watched. That's what inspired them. What happened in Winkerbank, Sheffield. So I wasn't wrong in what I was saying because I recognise it. So when people are impressed in what they see, they're gassed. I'm like thinking, I've seen it every day of my life. You know, so I understand what he's doing. But if you don't understand what you're doing, you think it's magic.
Did you think when he said that as well, you know, that comment that you made a couple of years back where he said he's a standard southpaw? What were you thinking?
Again, you know, and the thing is, if you know boxing, and so you've got fools out there that try and belittle it because they don't know what they're talking about. Usyk's an average southpaw. And so what's Nelson know? And I like him saying that because if I forget I used to be a world champion. So now I think, oh, this guy's just a commentator. So when I'm saying this, he's saying that, when you're talking about outstanding southpaws, you're talking Pernell Whitaker. You're talking Prince Nassim Hamid. You know, maybe you're more talking Manny Pacquiao. You pick people like that, and they use that southpaw style to befuddle and mash you up. Usyk is not the southpaw you think he's elusive, you can't touch him. What he is he's a clever pressure fighter. You know, and so that's why I said he's an average southpaw. Doesn't mean he's a bad southpaw. He's not a southpaw that you think, oh my God, that southpaw style is, you can't touch it. Because I bet when he and Usyk, when he and Fury fight southpaw as well. You know, nobody mentions anything about it, do they?
There's that other southpaw he fought, John Thaxton, the drunken master. What's his name again?
Emmanuel Buster.
Him as well. Unique style.
And that's what I'm saying. So when you're talking boxing, I don't mind the naysayers saying, Nelson, you don't want to talking about. I don't mind because I know I'm right. So I think, all right, you stay with your truth and I'll stay with my truth. Because if you ask me in a year's time, I'll give you the same answer. If you ask those naysayers in a year's time, you know, remember before he said I copied Naz's style. Naz's style was our style. But before I said that, people are, you know, pissing in the wind. What's Nelson talking about? Then my man said, well, actually, that's the style I copied. You know what I mean?
So it's funny how things come full circle sometimes, isn't it? You just have to let it be. How do you think the fight's going to play out next week? So let's start with Wilder, Parker.
I think Wilder.
Actually, tomorrow.
You think he's ready? You think he's ready?
Okay. Will it be tomorrow when this is out?
This is going to be on Fight.
So this will be out. So do I think Wilder's ready? If Wilder is still the fighter he was. So remember,
When the fighter when?
The fighter that was going out and knocking out Brazil and people like that.
Right, okay.
If we think he's Ortiz, if we think he's a fighter with that punch power he's got, this fight don't go the distance.
Okay.
But Parker is a good boxer. He's a good boxer, but that gets hit.
Yeah. Well,
And so
getting hit from him anyway.
Yeah. So you don't want to be getting hit from Wilder if he's got that kind of punch power. So going on that, the Wilder that we all think we know, I'd expect Wilder to knock him out. And if Wilder knocks him out, he's making a hell of a statement because Parker's a good boxer.
Yeah.
I know
It's not really been out cold, has it? I mean, Jojo's wore him down.
George just beat him up. You know what I mean? But so for Wilder to take him out. Even in the press conference, Wilder impressed me with how he conducted himself. He was the one that rose in my estimation. I thought, you've been off and you've grown up. You've come back a different man. And I'm like, I like that. I like that. I see you. You know, and I give him shit. Before I'm like, I've got to give you respect. I've got to give you props because you conducted yourself impeccably. It was second to none. The one that was the loudest man in the room, as in Jarrell Miller. You know, Jarrell Miller is now proven himself at top world class level, but he's the best talker, the best. He's the one that you're talking about. Talking about everybody. Wilder and AJ doing everything he's doing. So while Miller was Miller, he's the one that you walked away from thinking, God, he's such a. But you're talking about him. Miller against Dubois. My issue is this: Dubois is a puncher, and he can box. But Dubois cannot think in the ring. He can remember what's being taught, but in the ring, he can't think on the job.
Do you think he's not very good at pivoting from a pivot?
He's not good at adjusting fight-wise. So when he's told to do something, he'll go out and do it. When he's got to think on the job, he's struggling. When he's got to be innovative and start doing something different, he's struggling, and that'll always be his downfall. We've seen that, right? So that's with Dubois. For Baby Miller, he's not actually proved himself, but Baby Miller has the character and variety to create problems. So he's a good boxer and talks a good game, but we've not actually seen the good game yet. So if you can back up the boast, you'd think Baby Miller might come out on top, but the way he's talking, you think, why, this guy's got it. But talk's cheap. So I
think he gasses quite quick carrying all that weight, doesn't he?
Well, he might train for this one.
And the other thing is
carrying
this.
a lot of weight, mate. It's 20 feet stone.
And the other thing is this. When they were talking about it, I thought, will this man get past the finish line? Is he going to pass the drug test?
Is he going to pass?
I found it interesting how even AJ, no one brought up the drug thing. They would have told, like, can we just not go near
that's what I'm saying. And that's so the first thing I said, well, let's see if this guy get past the finish line. And that's not throwing man under a bus. You're going by past traits. You'd look at AJ against
Wallin.
I think AJ knocks out Wallin.
You think so?
Yeah. But I think at the press conference, AJ was the one that you thought, oh man, you've just AJ. And I said it straight afterwards. I said AJ was surrounded by other egos that matched, if not were bigger than his. AJ wasn't the star of the show. And if you've gotten used to that, come accustomed to being the king and I, all of a sudden when you're not that person, you know, you've got to have an arrogance and a feeling of self-importance. So AJ's itchy, he's spiky, he's pissed off. He's like,
I like it though.
You know, and the thing is, that AJ
will fight better.
I
like that.
That AJ needs to be here right now because the AJ we've seen in the last 3 or 4 fights, he's become too correct, too safe. So we need an AJ with a chip on his shoulder. We need a pissed off AJ that's prepared to fight dirty if he has to. And I know you're saying you shouldn't fight dirty. Remember, Tyson Fury's hitting, whacking with the elbow. Man's licking in the balls. Man's hitting you when AJ's correct. He's trying to do it right. He needs an edge. I'm not encouraging cheating. What I'm saying is, you want to make your opponent think you will. You want to make your opponent think he's going to lick you in the balls. You want to make your opponent think, I can't trust this guy. AJ's too correct, so he's became far too predictable. At the press conference, I saw an unpredictability about him, which was a good thing. And I thought, you need to take that stink attitude,
the roadman mentality
into the ring. Into the ring. That's what it was.
The roadman mentality what he had.
Upper tie against Ellis Zorro. Ellis Zorro is in deep. He's got a great opportunity. I think upper tie stops him.
Bivol's fighting Lyndon Arthur as well.
Lyndon Arthur's
That'd be a
in.
good fight as well.
Lyndon Arthur, and so I know Zorro and Lyndon Arthur. They've been said, look, you're going to get experience. You're going to get paid well. Learn from this fight. And it'll be, in the long run, it'll be better for you. They ain't expecting to win. I don't care what they're saying. They ain't expecting to win. But they're expected to learn off what happens in the fight.
It's WBA v IBO, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
So he'll take his IBO belt if he wins, and then he'll go and fight Beboff, and then it'll be all 5 belts on the line.
Wow.
Yeah. Belt season, strap season, isn't it?
But as I'm saying, I just think the whole show on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 23rd.
Yeah.
On the 23rd, you have a captive audience.
Yeah, definitely. Because a lot of people will be off work.
Yeah,
You couldn't have timed it any better.
Yeah, Saturday, right?
Yeah, you couldn't have timed it any better.
Yeah.
And the problem is, it's like I'm blowing Sky's own trumpet.
Yeah.
Sky the best at promoting a fight.
Yeah.
And this fight, you would have seen it everywhere advertised. The numbers would have been ridiculous.
They only just finished advertisement this week, didn't they?
Yeah. The numbers would have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because Sky did get it, they know how to do it. They've been in this game for like 40 odd years.
Yeah.
And so that was the only downside. They'll still get decent figures.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I think don't be surprised if down the line, and this is just my opinion, if Sky get involved down the line.
Yeah.
Because the businessmen are thinking, we want the most amount of eyes on this prize.
The Saudis want everyone involved, don't they? They don't want to take it all over.
And I like that. You know, you got Eddie Hearn, you got Frank Warren, you got all the promoters inside one room, and they got conked their heads together to say it's not about you, it's about these work together, and they had to work together because the fighters say, hold on a minute, I've got this opportunity.
So if we make predictions of rounds, we think Wilder, I think inside of 3.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, I think about 8.
I just got a feeling, you know that Hellenius fight, I watched Wilder in that Hellenius fight, and he didn't look very good, but he was just letting Hellenius come.
Yeah, I think about 8. I think Parker's cute enough, smart enough to not be such an easy target for him.
A long fight.
I think Parker lapses in concentration.
Yeah, I'm up and wrong because I think if he can get him to 8, he's got a very good chance because he gasses Wilder, doesn't he? As he goes along, he gasses.
Yeah, he does, but he's always got that ping. That ping when it comes from. We've seen. Remember when he boxed Ortiz?
Yeah.
And Ortiz is like has so much talent. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ortiz was beating him on points.
Yeah.
Then he caught Ortiz. That's all they needed. That split second.
Well, he was down twice in both of them fights, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think for Parker's a cute fighter, but I think Wilder, if he is the fighter he was, and there's no reason why he shouldn't be. It's not like he's had a lot of damage apart from 2 beatings from Tyson. I think he gets the job done by 8 rounds.
I think AJ in 5.
I'd agree with you. 5 or 6 rounds. I think AJ. I know people are saying, you know, AJ's he's got 6 weeks to prepare for a southpaw. I'm like thinking, do you remember the IBF title against Charles Martin?
Yeah.
He was a southpaw.
Yeah.
He took him out with ease. So why are people saying AJ struggles with southpaws?
You see, I don't like to put people down, but when I look back when AJ first came on the scene, when he was with Tony Sims, who trains Conor Benn?
Oh yeah.
That's who he was training with originally.
Yeah.
He used to have this little move, AJ, where he'd throw a throwaway jab and then lean back and
Time
then counter.
Yeah.
And he stopped doing it. He started getting
and that's what I'm saying. AJ has become more refined and more successful.
Yeah.
He's opted to be a lot safer, a lot more correct.
Yeah.
And it's like somebody overlearning. It's like somebody that's not posh talking posh.
Yeah.
Be you, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it doesn't get the best out of you. And that's why I said at that press conference, that AJ needs to be in the ring on the 23rd.
Well, we'll have to see, innit? We'll have to see. He's going to be there. I think he'll do it because I think he's embarrassed from what he's been doing in the past, his fights and the
He's got pride.
fight. Yeah?
He's got pride.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's got that pride. So I think he wants to prove something now to the people out there.
But I did also say on the AJ situation, I said, you know, when you become world champion, you believe that you're the best in the world.
Yeah.
But when you meet somebody that's beating you from being world champion and thinking you're the best in the world, it's a hard transition to make, accepting you're not.
Yeah.
And so therefore you think you've got to fool yourself to think I'm going to be champion of the world again, or you be honest with yourself and think I'm going to make the numbers up.
Well,
So does it in his head?
2 times.
Don't be surprised if this time next year we're talking about AJ retiring. Because say for
I don't
instance,
think he's long for
no, but that's what. Because say for instance, he wins tomorrow night.
Yeah.
He boxes Wilder.
Yeah.
If Wilder beats him, Wilder's not going to outbox and beat him on points.
No.
Wilder's going to knock him out.
Yeah.
And so and getting knocked out
He's going to embarrass him again.
is going to embarrass him, hurt his pride, and it's happened again.
Yeah.
And then the fashion of the knockout will determine whether or not there's a rematch. Or whether or not he says,
it's time
I'm
to call
done.
it.
And also it'll embarrass him because Tyson Fury's already beaten him.
Yeah.
And AJ and Tyson Fury.
So what I'm saying is the reality of becoming world champion again has gone. Has gone. It's not there. Don't exist anymore.
Yeah. Did you see the interview this week with Laura Wood?
Yes. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
When I see them two together as well, there's some tension there. That's why maybe I read it wrong, but there's some tension between them two. But did you see when she asked him a question about the Undisputed, and he's like, he just recognises it's done.
Yeah.
And he explained it, and he says, I'll never be Undisputed now.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. When I look at it, I think
It's sad
there's two differences. When you're the hunter chasing something, it's a hunger. And when you're the hunted defending something, you're defending it with pride. But when you've been there and you know you're never going to go there again, reality kicks in. Reality is this: AJ is probably worth about $500 million. Right, with him worth about $500 million, and the stick he gets and the sometimes not positive things that are said, they hurt him. So he's thinking, what do I need this shit for? He doesn't have to do it. And so that's where the business side of it will kick in. And so I think I won't be surprised if this time next year we're sat here, or in my house in Malibu, having a conversation about AJ's career.
Yeah, I'd like him to probably come through this fight, beat Wilder, and probably call it. Go out on a high.
The Fury fight's always there, but it's a case of unfortunately the trust on either side is gone. When the fight's almost happened, and then one of them changed. Well, the goalposts have changed. So AJ's, he's not getting suckered in, and Fury will try and shout and embarrass him to get the fight on. But
do we all believe everything should play out the way it should play out? That Wilder wins his fight, AJ wins his fight, and Fury wins his fight.
Yes.
And then who fights the winner.
And then next year we'll be telling. I'm telling all three of those will still all three of those, at least two of them
will come out.
Will not be boxing by this time next year. So it's like going into a dark room with a loaded gun. Blam, 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 blam. Only one man's going to walk out.
Can I ask you about the fight on Saturday? What's his name again? That kid, young kid.
Crispin Smith.
No, the other one. Oh.
Ben Whittaker.
No, just not just gone. This Saturday coming, a white kid. He's from London.
Sonny Edwards.
Sonny Edwards, yes.
Sonny's a badass.
I like him, man.
Listen to
that was last week. That was last week.
Last week.
But last week when this goes out.
I told you in the car, but we were doing it.
Okay, let's do it again. Okay.
So last week, go on.
Yeah, last week, that Sonny Edwards. What do you think of that fight?
Sonny Edwards, I'm telling you now, his knowledge of boxing is mad. For an active fighter, you'd understand a fighter that's retired and he then immerses himself in the school of boxing. His understanding of both sides of being the fighter, being a trainer, being no hassle is ridiculous. This guy will be an amazing pundit, an amazing coach.
He promotes himself, right?
And he promotes himself right. He knows what he's about. I rate him.
He's playing the mind games.
Rate him. I usually see him on a Sunday at the basketball, and I like him. I thought, you're just a walking brain, man. I like him.
He's playing the mind games with
I like the way his accent. I like his accent, man.
Bam Rodriguez, who was playing the mind games with him at the press conference.
And that's what I'm saying. My man was like, he was too scared to ramp with him. He's like, I ain't playing that.
He's a young kid, you can tell. I think he can fight, though, that Bam Rodriguez. I think it's going to be a good fight.
I think he's the best in the world, as far as I'm concerned, Sonny. Best in the world.
Also, I'm looking at a picture. We'll show the crowd the picture, but I like that MBE.
Oh, how do we not start MBE? MBE, Johnny Nelson.
Big respect to you, mate. Big respect to you for getting it. So tell us about the day. Tell us about the day.
So the MBE, I remember years ago, Brendan was talking about it because he got an MBE, and he said, you know, you should get an MBE. And I said, Brendan, I don't want one. He went, why?
Yeah.
I said, because I'm not you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You do amazing things, and I think it waters down you and your achievement and you getting it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have one of them. He said, no, you're an idiot. And so years has gone on. Brendan had passed away. I got and all of a sudden I get the conversation.
I'd like to know why did you get an MBE? What was it?
So the MBE is for services to boxing and services to the community, to youngsters in the community.
Okay.
And all I've done is I do stuff what Brendan does. I do stuff. I'm not Brendan. I go and talk to kids, try and inspire the kids, try and make them appreciate their special, own their special. And so in doing that, that's my job. And I just think, well, everybody should do it. You know what I mean? But everybody doesn't do it. I can remember driving in London, and I was in the car, and some guy, with my daughter, some guy come to clean the window, and my daughter's going, move away, yo, what are you doing? I took the money out in the middle. I said, give the man the money. Dad, why are you doing that? It might be for drugs. I said, it might be, and it might be for money. It might be for food. I said, but Bailey, listen, that could be me. So how could I expect somebody to do kindness to me if I'm not going to do kindness to them? Now, life doesn't work that way. But what I'm saying to you is, if you think that way and everybody else thinks that way, it can work that way. So I can't not do right by someone and expect someone to do right by me. Right. As long as I've done it, it's calm as a bitch. I had to do an event the other week, and I was late as usual. And I was literally 20 foot away from the door. 15 minutes late. I'm rushing to the door. This guy said, "Excuse me, sir." This vagrant. "Excuse me, sir." And I looked down. I went, yo, I'm in a rush. I ain't got no change. Nobody has change these days. I ain't got no change. He went, no, I don't want no money. I just want something to eat. And I stopped in my tracks. I went, damn it, because I thought, I can't leave this guy. I know I'm late. And I can see the people inside waiting for me. I'm like, I said, mate, I'm in a rush. He goes, I just want some food. I went, he said, there's a shop around there. I went, come on. So we started marching to the shop. He said, but I can't have gluten. I went, what? And I stopped to the street. I went, well on. And I looked around because I thought it was a camera, as a setup. I said, so you ain't got a home to live in, and you're a you're a gluten-free you're gluten-free tramp. He said, I'm not a tramp. I said, where do you live? Well, anywhere. But I mean, this man stood there and went, yo, listen to me, I'm in a rush. He went, I can't have gluten. I went, all right. Walked to the shop. It was shut. He went, and I went, yo, I've got to go. And I felt bad. It was raining. It was cold. And I knew how to get to me because there's another shop there. I went, come on, quick, we're running. Shop shut. And I said, look, mate, I'm going to walk you to this pub here, get you hot chocolate, get you some peanuts, some crisps, and I've got to go. I'm late now. As we're walking, we saw a pizza shop. I'm like, no, come inside here. We get inside the place. I said to the guy, and obviously, if there's someone that sleeps on the streets, the local shop owners know who it is. And so they keep them away from their establishments, and it's not fair. They can't, they want to get some warmth or whatever. I went, come. He went, I can't go in. Come on. Dragged the guy in the pizza place, and you can see the people looking at him behind the counter, but he's walked in with me. You know what I mean? So they can't dash him out. As I walked in, I said, sit down there. And I said to him, do you do gluten-free pizza? He said, yeah, we do. I said, I want your biggest gluten-free pizza with everything on. My man said, can I have meatballs instead? And I went, and the guy said, it's not gluten-free. He went, yeah, but I like meatballs. I went,
oh, I see.
You've had me running up and down for gluten. Hold on. I said, what's your name? He said, Martin. I said, Martin, sit down and shut up. I said, I'll have the largest pizza you got and a cup of hot chocolate. And he's staying here and eating it. And so the guy's like, you can tell I'd paid for it. I said, Martin, that's your seat. That's your table. I don't want to see you again. Peace. Touched him and gone. Now, as far as I was concerned,
yeah, man, that's good.
I just think, you know what? If people think like that, people help each other, or even do one kind thing.
Blessing.
A week, just one kind thing a week. If we all think like that, then trust me, your mentality and how the effect you're having on other people is tenfold. When Brendan got at his funeral, there was thousands outside, and these people said, "Oh, Brendan, help me and my family." I'm thinking, when did he have time to meet all you people? You know what I mean? And this guy, and I just thought, if I can get 1%. of that, then my job's done. So that the MBE is for that, and now it gives me an opportunity to do good things. You know, I'm starting the foundation. Starts February the 3rd.
Yeah.
You know,
what's that doing?
And the Down Foundation will contribute towards a couple of charities a year.
Yeah.
One's the Mama You Foundation will help train up young adults to get into TV, get into editing, directing, whatever. The other is for community schooling. You know, kids like me that didn't go to school or whatever. And it's just helping. And so that's what the MBE is.
Everyone needs an opportunity, don't they?
Yeah, and it's about opportunity.
When I think back on when he was at Brendan's and he was having us after training, going out gardening, cleaning up for hours on end, it's weird.
For nothing.
Yeah. He used to have me come in the morning.
I was lucky.
Train at 7 a.m. He'd train at 7 a.m. till 9 a.m. Then he'd have me gardening until 12. Then he'd say, go and get a meal and I'll see you back at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that's right. And the thing is, one of the two will say, Brent, we should be getting paid for this. He said, you're using my shovel. Yeah. So you should be paying me. I'm letting you use my stuff. Yeah. And it was funny. It was
funny. He never ever woke me up because he always knew that I was doing something. Because I did the extra work on TV and stuff. So he knew how I'm always training.
But the thing is, you're lucky because Naz had to do it.
Did he?
I had to do it. We all had to do it. Yeah, but them man they're probably just pretending they couldn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
But when Brendan got you, he got you.
Well, one time I was sleeping.
He'd ask you before the end of training.
No. He knocked on the door. He went, Sid, and Sid went up the stage. You know, Sid opened the front door.
You knew the problem was you guys lived in the houses close to the gym. So Brendan knew where you lived. So Brendan had to go for a walk. Man. So he'd come knocking the door saying, "We're going for a walk."
Sometimes he didn't knock. Sometimes he just walked in.
But he had that. Only Brendan could have run the gym the way it was run. He was like a circus master. He was like a boxing version of Sir Alex Ferguson. Without shouting.
What is the gym like now? Because I haven't been there for ages.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. In all honesty, it's not the same. Yeah. There's never going to be another Brendan. It's not the same. I still drive up Winkerbank twice a week, once every 2 weeks, to drive up the road.
Not the same.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. We walk up there. It's just changed.
Yeah.
I love driving up Newman Road, and about 4 o'clock. Usually, you couldn't. There was pure cars parked on the road. There's no cars parked outside. I drive past the road now, which is called Ingle Way. I love that. I'm right proud of that. I drive up to a Naz's shop where it used to be. And I cut back, come down Vauxhall Hill.
You know what?
I just do that.
I just do it myself because I work around the corner. Yeah. And I always drive past and drive around and just memorise the house where he's living.
It's nostalgic, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's why. And listen, my wish is to one day.
House
my wish is one day to actually own the gym and make it to what Brendan had it. Yeah. You know, but Brendan's sons are running the gym now. How they want to run it, but that's my wish down the line.
Yeah. Someone has to keep that legacy going.
Yeah, and that's it. And the thing is, you know, it will happen one way or another.
Yeah. Will you get a little step to sit on?
Yeah.
And just sit down in the corner.
Everybody said, a lot of other people said, would you be a trainer? And no, I wouldn't.
No, just
because the reason why is because I'd be a mentor.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because unless I can commit to the fighters like Brendan did commit to me, I ain't going to do it because therefore I'm cheating them, cheating the fighters. So I remember going to the gym 3 o'clock in the morning. Because when I had a fight on, I'd get up really early. I'd get to the gym 3 o'clock in the morning to do my footwork. Didn't turn the lights on. You could see the moonlight coming through, and I'd just do my footwork. Up and down the lines. Then I'm about 3:30, 4:15. The door opened up. Brendan popped his head around the corner. Nodded his head. And shut the door and went. And I'm like thinking, Ross, does my man not sleep? Because his house is just across the road.
It's on his mind all the time.
But to me, I always saw he's always here. He's always there. You know, unless I can be that coach that's always there, that I can give to the fighters I'm working with, I'm not going to do it because I'm cheating them.
You know, many years after, I became part of the church. My wife took me to church. I got saved, and then I went to Bible school. Then I became a pastor, looking after all the men in church. and we were doing things that Brendan would talk about, cleaning the streets and this, that, and the other, and it was coming full circle. Like the Bible says about Jesus says, first serve the people so they serve you, you know what I mean? Be a leader from the front. And then it started to make sense, some of them things that Brendan was putting us through started to come full circle.
He was God-fearing man, Brendan.
Yeah. But the one thing what people don't know about Brendan, he was a very well-read man.
Yes.
And he always liked, use the words, he likes to play the thick paddy. And that's what he said, I'm playing a thick paddy. But you go in his house, there's books on Genghis Khan, Marcus Aurelius, world leaders, real religious leaders. This guy was, and he'd have a book, and his wife Alma was an amazingly clever woman, and if he didn't understand something, a word, he won't just like rubble through it. He'll start, get a dictionary to try and understand what the word meant. This man was well read. So when the things he did, when we'd walk and talk, and he'd tell us about historical things at the time, you don't appreciate. I'm like, Bren, why are you telling me about this? Why are you telling me about all these dead people? You know, what about me? I've got a fight coming up. But then when you get older, you think, and at the end of the day, he always said, it's the same story, different actors. And so when you're looking at Archie Moore, you're looking at Ali, you're looking at Sugar Ray, you look at these people and think, oh my God, these people are gods. He's basically saying these people are human. And there's nothing stops you from being them. And so he's getting you to own your special. You know, so just a fraction of that. And I learned a hell of a lot from him. And I try and inspire others in that way. Because that's where I'm keeping Brendan's legacy going. And that way I know what he taught me didn't go to waste.
He planted a lot of things in you that you probably didn't figure out until later life. Like, it ended not great between me and Brendan. Not necessarily an argument, but it didn't end as good as it could have done. Because I was probably young, immature, stubborn, proud, didn't see some of them things. And then down the line, I've smiled and I've laughed. I felt like I've talked to him about it, like, oh, I get it now. I get what you were trying to do there. It was before you making me the fight, you was making me the man. You was trying to show me the next steps in life.
I put a picture up on my social media.
I saw it,
I saw it,
with me
Positive brainwashing.
And some people got it, some people didn't. There's a thing called positive brainwashing.
I got it.
And this is what it looks like. Because I know, when I look at that picture, I knew he had me. That guy, I looked at a picture for, from the guy who I was to that guy there, I think. And I just appreciated the man stood on my right in the picture thinking, you did an amazing job.
His method
because I didn't have the confidence to match my ability. That fight there, I remember the fight, and I was thinking, me and him are looking like a couple of tigers thinking, we're going to nyam it. I was so proud, and I look at the picture, I think, Brad, you did it. And it's so you don't appreciate it until it's gone.
No. Some things are for later, right? Some things are not in the moment, they're for later. You have to go through the process to get there.
And the thing is, you know, some guys that came to the gym, Brendan stopped talking to them when they left. And like Naz, Kel, towards the back end of his career. And guys that had been in, I said, Bren, why? And he said, because I spent years from them being kids, talking to them, educating them, you know, showing them what's right from wrong, telling them what will happen if they do X, Y, Z, and then they can make one mistake, they can make two mistakes, but if you keep making mistakes, I'm wasting my time when I can give it to somebody else that will appreciate it. And Brendan would just think, no, I'm just taking myself out of the equation. I'm out. You know what I mean?
It's not personal.
It's not personal. It's like, I've told you. And no matter what I tell you and how I tell you, it's not sinking in. You know, you're choosing to go your path. And you're right, we were young. Some of us like say, no, I ain't doing that. Someone say, I am doing that. But, you know, Brendan was an amazing teacher. And again, you know, I can always tell when I come across somebody that's met him. I can always tell there's something about him, but when they talk about him, their eyes light up or they'll smile and they remember something good.
Because they have the experience, that's what it is.
He was like, when we think back at it now, for me, he's the Alex Ferguson of boxing.
He
knew how to manage people. You know, he knew certain people needed extra love, certain people needed just... The first thing he said to me when I came to the gym, he puts me in the ring with Killer.
Killer.
First thing, I was in the gym like seconds, right? He said, because I come down because Pelly Reid and me fought an English kickboxing team together, so I went because of Pelly. And he says, oh, I heard you can fight. get in there and spar with him. I don't know who Killer was. Killer was a lot bigger than me, so me just had it out. We literally just had it out. Because I'm not a kickboxer, that's what it is, just go forward.
Do you know why they call him Killer?
Yeah.
From being a kid, that's how he fought. So as a kid,
when I first got there,
as a kid, he's letting the shots go. The shots don't hurt, but they're annoying. And so we called him Killer because it was kind of a joke thing. But then as he got older, like Killer was perfect for him because he's on it,
aggressive.
But you know what? He will be a very good coach. He's an amazing student, amazing level-headed guy.
I always thought it would be the person to take over from the Ingle.
Well, I did too. Unfortunately, they've fallen out down and it's a shame. But I look at Killer now. I say, you are going to be an amazing coach.
He's all over the place. He's well known. He's well known.
Well, listen, all the fighters love him. The top fights, Tyson Fury, Billy Joe Saunders, they love it. And he's on the pads and he's showing you all the little tricks of trade. And when I see him showing people, I'm thinking, that's Brent. There you go. Killer's that guy.
When we sparred, because I was blitzing, he was blitzing, we just literally banged each for 5 minutes. And then I got out, and I remember Brendan looked at me and goes, you can fight. So he took me over to the lines, he showed me how to do the lines, and he goes, don't talk to me unless I talk to you, do the lines. He didn't talk to me for 6 months.
Trust me.
He's watching it though.
He's watching you.
No, but you know what he did? One morning, 6 months in, John Faxon's behind me, and he says, put your gloves on, John. So I didn't acknowledge it because I thought he was talking. He says, you put your gloves on. Then he cleared out the ring. I remember at 7 a.m. I ended up with 10 rounds of John Faxon. Obviously, Faxon's a lot more experienced, but I managed to get out of the way and not get hurt. Understand? And Brendan, the footwork. And Brendan, and when you first go to the gym, he'll sit on the stool, watching the ring, but he's like he's watching you down there, and he'd tell you to go on the floor. Don't hit the bag, none. And then you'd come off the floor and stop. Get on with it, and you're like thinking, what this man is like, and he's brilliant, and because he wanted to do the lines, and the line's boring. It's boring. All you've got to do is it's repetitive. It's got to be like walking, talking, drinking, blinking. So he's got to leave you to it. And you're actually training your mind to deal with the boredom. Because mid-fight, when your mind starts to drift, that's when a lot of fighters get turned over. So a lot of the things that happen in there, again, positive brainwashing. You don't know what you're learning when you're learning. Same with the blows. It's making your brain get used to. When I had a fight coming up, I take my earphones out. I tell people now when I talk to them, when you've got something coming up, you're training for something. We spend so much time training our body, we don't train our brain. How do we train our brain? Because what we do is we distract our brain with our phone, with music, whatever. Your brain's got to listen to your body. So when you're tired and when you're weak and you think, well, my chest is burning, my knees hurt me, my back's hurt me, your brain's having this argument with you saying, all right, we'll just stop and we'll cut this run short. This is an argument that you've got to teach your brain to say, I'm the boss. Your conscious is the boss. Your conscious is saying, nah, this way I am, just because we're having this conversation. And so your brain's got to start to listen to your body. Your conscious has got to start to tell your brain, this is what we're doing. Now, if you're constantly distracted with like something like to distract you, when are you training your brain? You understand? So what I'm saying, real training your brain is get your head to listen to your body. Not even a book, not even music. And it doesn't have to be that all the time because you want to really enjoy what you're doing. But even if it's once a week, if you're running, you're doing a run or you're doing something that you think, I want to get a good run out here, just try it 1 week without the earphones.
But I always need the music to keep me that.
I understand that. But what I'm saying to you is,
I've tried it without.
What I'm saying, try it again. On every Monday, I fast. I don't have to do it. I did Ramadan. I'm not Muslim.
Just did the fast.
I did it because I needed to know that I could do it. I needed to know that I had the mental discipline to still have discipline. So it's a transferable skill. And that's why I said to people, you try and restrict yourself from one thing, that you want.
Well, I've done it because, like, after I finished boxing, I developed diabetes. You know what I mean? So I've found out, well, through John as well, and obviously for myself and research, that intermittent fasting will help you reduce the sugar level.
And I've get insulin. You need to get insulin down. What a lot of people, we was talking about this off camera, we can tie it all back into the fitness stuff and what we're doing. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, I get frustrated weird on my social media. If you get 10 people over there, right, and these 10 people have just come out of college, they've been personal trainers for, let's say, 6 months.
Yeah.
They don't want to step out and say something different because everyone's going to go to them. So the minority is not going to win, is it? It's like, so I go on as a nutritionist, knowing what I'm talking about, being told, because I tell you straight, calorie deficits only come out in the last 15 years. Is that, for me, a calorie deficit's like saying, I don't have to go from Leeds to London, so I'm going to use Google Maps. A calorie deficit's only going to give you an idea of how to know what to eat. But if you know what you're doing, the most important thing is understanding biology. The first thing your body does when you eat is send blood sugars, right? Glucose. Next thing it's going to do for energy is it's going to go into its glycogen storage and deplete its blood sugars what are stored. The next thing it's going to do, depending on how many calories in your body, is liquidize muscle or fat. In that order, right? So if you're fat, it means you're carrying high insulin because your body's now resistant to insulin, right? Yeah. So what you need to do is get your body to understand how to use insulin and work carbs fine. So what you do is you do the fasting, time restricted eating, get them insulin levels down. Don't drop the calories like all these other fools are telling you. Raise the calories with healthy fats like fish, eggs and all that. And all of a sudden you see the insulin level come down, maintain muscle, lose fat, better health, zombie cells start to die, which lead to cancer. So there's people now doing it and beating cancer. They're going,
and this is and what's happening is, and this is why I tried to push it and promote as much as possible. What has happened is, eventually they're going to use fasting as a cancer treatment. At the moment they're not, but because the medical profession or I'd saying it's wrong, it's cruel. It's going to be part of cancer treatment, and the benefits of fasting are mad. Are mad, and you think, if I only knew, because but it's not just on the physical side; it's on the mental side as well.
It resets your body. You just rebooting yourself, cleaning it out.
As humans, we've gotten it's easy peasy. Go pick something to eat. You know what I mean? And our bodies, you look and you think, you know what? I weighed myself. But the worst I weighed I was 19 stone 3.
Wow. You could fight.
So it said I'm obese.
And
I'm like, I ain't obese.
But you look at yourself and you
I'm like, I ain't obese. But then I used to box 13 stone 8. Now I understand getting a 13 stone 8, 56 years old is probably wouldn't suit me down to the ground.
No.
I'm now down. I'm waking up at 16 stone 4. I'm all right. I'm happy how I am, but I feel better. I carry myself better mentally. I feel cleaner, and I know when I eat dirty, I feel it instantly. I don't eat bread. I used to love butter, toast with lashes of butter on and jam on. You know, I love my rice and peas. I love my boiled dumplings. I love my Johnny cakes. So you know what? I still love them, but now I understand. That's a luxury, and I might have it one day a week. I might have it one day, but when I have it one day a week, my body is rejecting it. I'm like, that thing ain't in me for long. It's gone. You know, so I've had the pleasure. So and it got to a point where I was having more what I thought were unhealthy snacks than healthy snacks. Now, once I changed the mindset and my relationship with food, I'm from a big family, so when food's down there, it's getting eaten. I ain't leaving nothing on the plate. You know, so, but I had to change my relationship with food and think, you know what? You know, you save that thing till tomorrow. You know what I mean? And so once you start to think about your health, especially at my age, you can't afford to let things slip, because once they slip, you ain't getting them back. You know, and I've got uncles in Jamaica that are 85 years old pulling cows. You know what I mean? Pulling cows, I'm like, I want to be able to do that.
That's one of the reasons within the next year I plan to move to Bali, where my wife's from, because fish and all fruit, vegetables, all the things that are good for us is the cheapest source of food. McDonald's is the same price in every country, so McDonald's in Indonesia is for a middle class person. Poor people can't afford it. But over here they're just pushing. I'm going to sound like a conspiracy person, but I figured this out. Like, if there's population problem, it means you've got to control the population, right? What's the best way to control the population? What we eat, what we drink.
Get rid of them.
Are we going to be clever enough to figure that out and actually change the way we have a relationship with food? Because the foods which are healthy in this country are the most expensive. We have to pay a lot of money to eat the right things in this country, you know what I mean? Whereas in another country, it's the standard, isn't it?
I get that, and it's about educating, and I think it will go full circle, where, because it's now a healthier culture now, you you go Santa Barbara. It's a healthy lifestyle. Now here in the UK, we're trying to adapt that healthy lifestyle, but it's bloody expensive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you saw when I walked in, a load of shopping.
Yeah.
I'll start doing food prep.
Yeah.
You know, prep my food so I could just cook it up.
Yeah.
You know, I've seasoned it up.
Yeah.
The quality is my quality.
Yeah.
So, and I'll just go and do it that way.
You know what you're eating. Then.
Yeah, I know what I'm eating, and so that way, you know, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
But again, it's about lifestyle, and I will constantly promote fasting. And every 3 months, I'll do an 8 to 6 hour fast.
Yeah.
I even test my blood sugar. I've got a machine where I test my blood sugars.
I've got one as well.
I was like hitting like 10 the other day, and I'm thinking, nah, I need to come back down. So like, now I just fast, drink me water, and everything, and it's come down to 5.
But you've got to think of the mental side of it as well.
Yeah, it helps me.
If you know, you can say no when you want to say yes. And when you've done it, you think...
I can do without food sometimes. It don't bother me now, especially at work. You know what I mean? When you're working.
Well, usually what I do when I'm cooking and I'm fasting, like my daughters will come around, whatever, and I'm cooking the food, I'm chopping it up, it smells nice, I want to dip my finger in, I'm tormenting myself. And actually, it's like a bit of a sick joke. I'm doing it on purpose to think, can I do it? And when I've done it, I'm like, yes, you've done it.
You've done it. Well, you cooked something nice, haven't you?
But what I'm saying is, it means whatever else I do, you know, that needs discipline. I know I can do it. I don't think I can do it. It's like saying I can stop smoking if I want, but you can't. You never try it. You know, so I know if I've still got the discipline I had when I was a fighter, and it's important.
It's transcend some of them skills, and always challenge yourself. I've started getting cold plunge showers, getting out of bed, getting in a cold plunge. You're not there yet.
Cold plunge thing.
That's your next thing. That's your next thing.
No. So in the summer, I did have the cold shower. Like I did a minute. I'm like, boy, this is cold. My PT, like he has a big one of those freezers to get in, and he get full of cold ice water.
A friend of mine does that.
Do you do it?
No, a friend of mine's got it in the back.
What colour is it?
A deep white guy. Deep freezer.
The black guys aren't doing that.
Listen, the man was breaking up ice right before he got into it, and I thought, you're mad.
It's not pleasant.
He's an ex-rugby player.
It's not pleasant.
Ex-rugby player.
You start at 10 seconds. I got my wife started doing it at 15. She's from a hot country. She didn't like it, and now she's up to 3 minutes. You just take your time. 15,
So women, do you do a shower or
go
a
straight
bath?
to 3 minutes.
Is it cold shower or a bath?
I get in I've got a plunge.
Oh, you got
and
one?
It keeps it at a certain temperature.
Do you keep it on? Will you keep it?
Yeah, I put it on the balcony.
The only black guy I know that does it is Derek Chisora. Right, and Derek Chisora, I think, you ain't right, man. And he keeps saying, I'm like, no, I don't. If I had to do it, I'd do it, I think. I don't have to do it, I ain't doing it.
I've seen
the dopamine hit is amazing. The dopamine hit is amazing. Because how it basically works is, so when you take a line of cocaine, just breaking the dopamine hits, I think it's 9 minutes. When you have an orgasm, it's 6. When you're taking a dopamine hit from cold water, it lasts for 6 hours, which means if someone's stressing you in the background, cortisol can't come up, it can't rise up because dopamine's in your system. So it's pushing the cortisol levels down, it's pushing your stress levels down, so you're living longer. So that's why they say build up, but you're not supposed to do it on the days you train. The days off training.
Why?
Because you do it on the days on training, it takes away from your gains, your muscle gains, because it takes the inflammation down that's needed to build muscle. So you do it on the days off. That's when you're supposed to do it. Not on the days. Some people are doing it that way. I guess boxers, because they won't necessarily care about muscle, but if you care about holding muscle, you wouldn't.
So you wouldn't do it before you train. So say you got up in the morning, did your cold plunge.
Yeah, you could do it that way.
I think you could do it
that way. You could get out of bed in the morning, do it straight away, and then do your training. But you don't want to do it straight after training.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're going to take away from your muscle gains. If you're a boxer, it's different. But as someone who's trying to maintain muscle, do you know what I mean?
Damn, I ain't doing it anyway.
And then and the next thing that I've put into health is I drink a lot more electrolytes. I used to suffer from headaches, backaches for years, chiropractors. I started to up in my electrolytes, Himalayan salts, bone broth. You do that as well?
Yeah, bone broth.
And I had a headache in months.
Wow.
And I got a hydro machine which does hydro water, drinking hydro water. I feel
I drink the alkaline water. I kind of want to just cleans me out.
Yeah, he does. I agree. I think with the water, if you've got the lungs, you've got your electrolytes in, and then you're getting the benefit. I just think I don't know if it's because I've gotten older.
Yeah.
I just think people are becoming more educated now to do what's best for them.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Isn't it weird though? We used to think it's Red Bull and sugar to give energy. I'm opposite. Like
It's propaganda. It's propaganda, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you're brought up to believe in. You know what I mean? It's propaganda now. We'll see you think.
When you probably get that Lucozade, that old-fashioned Lucozade.
You still do that? You still do
No,
that?
I do the orange Lucozade sometimes. If my
Wait. Station of the years asking.
Wait, are you old enough? Do you remember the bottle with the foil?
The foil around it.
The yellow paper on it?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, you give me a glass bottle.
Oh, God.
You give me a spittled it. Well, it still have the same flavour, but they do it in plastic, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't look my age though.
Do
Like
you?
Dave.
How old are you? 50?
I'm 46.
Is it
You're 46?
That big
No, you
man,
don't,
are you?
I don't love my age.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I put cream. I put cream on as well.
Listen, I got my hairline still, man.
Yeah. My hairline starts there. Mine starts there.
Is it right at the back now?
I might grow it for Christmas.
Yeah, man. Ponytail.
Are we all ready for Christmas?
I'm ready for Christmas. Well,
You got your Baileys?
I've done. Listen, I went in the end of November and I got all my drinks, everything.
Yeah.
So that cupboard's wicked. I sent the video, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
So the cupboard's finished. Yesterday I did some presents. So I've got about 8 more presents to buy, and that's it. I'm done.
Amazon, mate.
I'm done. No.
This
It's
week-
called town and just do it. I like shopping. I like going around.
Today and tomorrow, when this is out, man's going to be running about trying to get last minute shopping.
Yeah, just get it done.
And there ain't nothing left. It's done. You're getting the scraps. So if you ain't done it now, just stay at your house.
Just forget it.
Yeah, start cooking. Start cooking. I'll do the cooking.
Yeah, do
So
that.
have you started your Christmas shopping yet?
Yeah, man's
I like
done.
your food and things.
Yeah, my food wise.
Oh,
start
Fiaz, he's
up
only
now.
got 3 days to go.
So you start up now.
Stockpiled and everything. It's all good. And
What are the presents?
the presents are good. Everybody's happy.
So you've ordered online, you haven't gone out and just got this
Correct.
special. Online. It's
clever. He's a busy man like me, man.
Correct. And the thing is, you know, I love being busy.
Yeah.
I love my wealth is my family, wealth is that's wealth. You know, I could be broke in my pocket, but as long as I got my people around me, I'm all right. I'm happy. And then people, you know, they think I want this, I want that, and the other. Money helps life make it easier. But then, if you think being rich is going to make you happy, it ain't.
true.
Because you'll go on so many holidays, you drive so many cars, you wear so many clothes, you live in so many houses, sleep in so many beds. But then you're still thinking, well, I want to be happy. So you're still chasing something. People have got to understand what they really class as making them happy. And if it's going to church, if it's being with family, being with loved ones, if it's just fishing, and that makes them happy. So you've got to understand what makes you happy, why it makes you happy. And then you'll understand when you're chasing one thing, you're actually chasing one thing but it doesn't actually do the other thing that makes you happy. So when I say don't chase money, money makes life easier, but it don't make life happy. I know a lot of rich poor men.
That's what Benny said.
And I mean poor as in happiness.
It's true.
Benny used to say that all the time. Right? Money gives you independence, but doesn't make you happy.
You
Right?
call it fuck off money. That's what it is. And like, but Elmer used to give Brendan £10 in the morning.
Wow.
Because he's so generous, he'd give it away. So she'd give him £10 in the morning. We walked down to Ron's Cafe. He'd buy a glass of milk, and he'd have his eggs, and we'd have something on there. Or his sweet tooth was a piece of cake and a glass of milk.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Did he always used to take it to the steam rooms as well?
Steam rooms, and you know, and it made me laugh once. I saw Tyson Fury talking about it to when we did the Gloves Are Off with Klitschko. He said we were sat in the sauna. I thought it was just us that did it. We sat in the sauna, and I knew I wasn't getting that before you. And I thought we just did that. Everybody must do it. But Brendan, we'd be sat in the sauna and be talking to you, telling a story. And you'd be like trying to get out, and you get up to sleep, sit down, and they'd be talking away, and everybody would be dropping off one at a time, one at a time. And Naz said, Brendan, know what you're doing. I'm not doing it, I'm going. You know, so he stayed in the sauna, but they don't do it anymore. People don't, the little things that please you don't do that anymore, but I do as much as I can. I do as much as I can.
Keep up with it.
I saw 50 Cent say somewhere recently where he says some people need to learn how to live better.
Yeah.
And then he went and the concept of what he was saying is when you're in the Western world, you've got more distractions, so you're always trying to buy happiness, but he says if you find that one woman or that family and this, that and the other, you find in other countries people have got less. I mean, I always see this when I go to Indonesia, my wife's country. There's a reason I want to get out. I'm conflicted to stay here and do some of the things that I'm still working on. No, but I come backwards and forwards, don't worry.
All right.
But out there, the lifestyle slows down and people just are family oriented, and you don't need an Xbox, you don't need a TV, you don't need, it's just got the beautiful water, white sands.
And you know what? I said to my mum, why did you leave Jamaica to come to England?
Yeah.
You know, Jamaica, we only go on holiday.
Yeah.
But when you got to live there, you've got to make a living there and survive there.
Funny enough, I was in Jamaica October to November. Right? Asked me if I watched TV once.
Nah.
No,
Sat down with family, talk, have fun. Big sound system outside, entertainment, walking on the street. I didn't watch TV once.
Yeah, and the one thing you got, at one point, to the rest of the world, England, like it or not, is probably, and it might not be great, but it's probably the best place in the world for law and order. And it might not be the best when you're here, but you know it's hard to get in this country. But then again, it's what you're chasing in life. You know, and the way the country is going, you know, you just want peace of mind. You want you know what? Let me just have that little simple life.
And you know what? I enjoyed it in Jamaica. Just doing nothing.
But what John is saying there is, if you live in Jamaica, born there, it's harder.
Yeah, I know.
But where I'm at, I'm quite fortunate because my businesses are online.
Yeah.
So I have to have a laptop or phone, and it can be placed anywhere in the world, and work doesn't stop from me.
And that's why you're in a great position. You know what? If I could do it, I would. I've always said that. I'll go back to Jamaica and create Air Jamaica. Whereas I've been trying to learn to fly. So I want to fly a seaboat. You know, so once I learn to fly a seaboat, see it's about 4 people in, then I'll be able to fly from Montego Bay to Negril, from
all
Negril
the different islands.
to Mountains. No. So there's different parts of Jamaica. So when people come, instead of having to drive through those Brookup roads, they get on Air Nelson.
Listen to me.
Get on the plane. I'll fly them over to Ocherius, and that to me is like that's paradise. That's a little bit of something. But
do you think you retire to something like that when you're ready?
Jamaica, I would. I love my home. I love my kids, and that's the one thing that locks me down. Otherwise, I'd go find. If I could afford it, I'd have a nice somewhere hot abroad. And you don't even have to fly that far. Go south of France.
No.
You know, go to Nice. Beautiful. There's parts of it like a green like Jamaica. I drove down there with my mate this year, and I'm like, damn, the weather just changed as you got past a certain point. It was beautiful.
Wow.
And I thought, I could do this. You could fly to Nice in like 2 hours.
An hour and a half,
And then you could think, hook up there. And I get it. And I said, I'm telling you now, it was like Jamaica without the black people. It was green. It was warm.
Have you been to Asia before?
No, I've been to Thailand.
Phuket. You got Phuket?
Nice.
Phuket. I'm at Chiang Mai. Bangkok. Loved it. My brother's just been this year. He said he would move out there.
Times,
he said he loves it. Absolutely. No, Bangkok. If I'm honest with you, I didn't really rate Bangkok because I thought it was like a big dirty city. But then I went to Chiang Mai. Beautiful, beautiful. But then man eat anything. You know what I mean? Beautiful.
Snakes.
What did you eat?
And so my friend kept asking for egg fried rice. One day they bought chicken egg fried rice. One day they bought rice with a fried egg on top and this chicken's foot.
My wife loves them chicken foot.
Does she?
I go in the freezer, she's freezed. I'm like, I don't get it.
Do you eat chicken foot? Do you eat chicken foot?
No.
In his
You eat
soup,
chicken foot?
No, you're mad. In his soup, like hanging out. No. In Jamaica,
She eats it all the time,
they
man.
gave me in Jamaica, man. I was like, nah, chicken foot hanging out. I said, take that out.
Chicken foot,
Take that out, man.
I was telling you, I just thought, so my mate every day is like trying, no, together, not foot. And then they chew like, there's like a meat and it's in like a plastic bag and they're like chewing it and they say it's a lion's dick because it's just pure meat. And I'm like thinking,
Don't do that, man.
listen, the oddest thing I saw was this. I was flying out there, so I was in Bangkok first. So we were in Bangkok for 10 days first and we've gone to Chiang Mai, went for a little walk. As we went for a walk, there's a security guard sat outside the shop it's night time, and he's got his Alsatian dog there, and he's pulling the dog off. He's pulling the dog off, and I'm stood there in the street. I'm like, Mama's not had it, you know, and I'm like,
what's he trying?
And so I said to that guy, I went, what's he doing? He said, oh, that's how you get loyalty off your animal. And I'm like, Ross, Mum wasn't even shocked. I'm like, hey.
Different way of thinking.
I just give him a bit extra biscuit, that for kind of lawyer. I'm like, but I was shocked. He said, but the thing is, what we deem to be shocking,
the different mentality.
in different parts of the world, it's normal.
Yeah.
So it's shocking to us, but over there, and that's why sometimes social media, the best about social media, it makes people more aware of what's going on in the world,
definitely.
what the world's about. And so it educates people more.
Definitely.
And I think education is the key for everything.
Yeah, I always say there's like academic sense, there's common sense, and there's traveling sense.
Yeah.
If you travel, you learn a lot. You need to go to Bali though. If you like Thailand, Bali's on a whole other level. So the island takes from one side to the other. You can drive in 3 hours, but if you're on the outskirts, you like being in Phuket. So you got the islands, blue waters, white sands. Go 10 miles in, you're in the jungle. So then you've got all what jungle stuff is. Then you go another 10 miles into the centre, volcano, go skiing.
Ross, really?
Yeah.
You got snow there?
Wow. Everything in one place, honestly. Go out to the other side, you've got like the Gili Island.
Is this all year round?
All year round. And the temperature, you've only got 2 seasons. Even in the rainy season, it'll rain for an hour, and then the sun will come back out.
Well.
Yeah, it's just hot rain. It never drops below 30, ever. You've got everything. So
You want to go to the next?
I might have some of that.
you can rent a villa, this is why I'm going. You can rent a villa with a swimming pool for £5,000 a year and live like Jake Paul out there.
You're joking.
No, the money lasts out there. Every time I go out there and on a Saturday night, I can close down a restaurant on a Saturday night, bring all our family, feed 100 people, and I don't know, it doesn't cost that much money.
Really?
Yeah, the money lasts a long time.
No, I've never been.
You'll love it. Like, people go to Thailand and want to go to Bali and see it. So the #1 fasting retreat in the world is in Bali. That's where everyone goes to beat cancer. It's really famous to go there to do the fasting to beat cancer. Yeah, you'd love it, honestly. And it's only 2 hours from Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 hours from Australia. Let me get over there first, and you and Dee can come over and I'll show you around.
So are you going to live out there?
Yeah, I'm off to live out there. Yeah.
See, you left me there.
Yeah. I gotta do it, man. My wife's from there. I've been 6 times. Every time I've been, I feel like I'm on a different holiday every single time.
Yeah.
The place where we're thinking to live is right on the east coast. And when you come out of your house, you've got your swimming pool, then you've got the sea in front of you, and it looks like it's next to you, but it's 20 miles away, a live volcano.
So if I was going, where would you suggest me to go? What part?
This is the thing with Bali. I'm going to send you some pictures of some of the places to go. Like, they've got the best waterfalls in the world. Floyd Mayweather loves it. Floyd's out there all the time. It's just, you could do everything. Like, quad biking costs like £25 for the day or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You go to the best coffee in the world comes from there. The most expensive coffee in the world comes from there. Unbelievable. Cafe Lua. You just got everything in one place. So it's full of Australians. That's they would be for. But I don't go.
And it's like that all year round?
All year round. It's the most travelled place in the world. It's the most travelled destination in the world. Yeah, it's just got everything in one place. You can be away from people. You can be around people. You can be skiing.
You can do what you want.
You can be on an island.
You feel like doing.
You know,
Do you feel secure there?
Very secure. I went over to the Gili Islands. We took a boat journey there. It took us 25 minutes. When we got there, no cars on the island, only push bikes on the whole island. And
I like that.
And like 2 hours to go all the way around the island, walking around the island. It's just peaceful. The water, my wife don't like swimming, but we went out and we started snorkeling from knee deep. They're already...
You lost me there, Dred. You know the sharks there, don't you?
No, not them kind of big sharks.
If you see a little shark, you see a big shark.
They've got orcas out there.
Huh?
They've got orcas out there.
They're worse than sharks.
Yeah, sometime of year the orcas go past you, yeah.
Right.
But you're all right, you're safe. But what was weird, we went snorkeling with the face mask down, and then it just plummets. And it's just, you can't see the bottom of the sea, but it's so clear, the water, honestly. I want to take you some pictures of some of the things that you can do, like when you go into the fields and you see, the rice fields and everything. I got emotional when I'm out there, because it's just like...
I'll have some of that. I'm going to have some of that this year. I'll have some of that.
Go and have a look at
that. I love some of that. I've heard a lot about it, but I'll have some of that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, honestly. It's like a cheap Jamaica. It's a cheap...
What's the food
Seychelles.
like?
What sort of food is it
Next
like?
time I come, we do a podcast, I'll bring some Indonesian food so you know what it's like
Is
beforehand.
it, John, is it like Thai food?
No, it's different. It's between, like, if I was to compare it with, like, between Thai food and Chinese food.
Oh, right, it's a mixture.
Yeah. They have the best vegan meals on the planet. Like, you could be eating a vegan meal, especially if you're doing ketogenic kind of diet, and you just feel like you're eating food. They got this one thing called tempeh. Have you ever had tempeh before? It's like tofu, but you fry it. We play tricks. We play tricks on people. My friends come round. We give them tempeh. They think they're eating meat, and it's not. It's a soya bean, and it's just it's really nice.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it looks like tripe. You know, the shape of it.
Have you ever been to Bali?
Yeah, no,
I went to Kamas.
But you've never been to Bali?
No, never. We'll be going.
We'll do a podcast out there.
We'll do a podcast out there.
Imagine now doing that.
So that's why I'm conflicted, because part of me wants to stay and keep doing the podcast, but I said to Dee, we're making moves in the background to bring some more people in to help us, and I'm going to get involved more with the video calls and come back 3 times a year and let him take over a little bit more. But I'm like, I just want to.
What's it, about 22-hour flight?
Yeah, it's a long flight. It's a long flight. Like, you can, if you got the money, you can go from London straight to Bali and do it direct. But most people have to connect through Dubai.
Yeah.
Go to
Dubai.
Yeah, you go to Dubai. 5-6 hours, stop over for 2-3 hours, then go straight through to Bali. Yeah, which is probably about 12 hours.
And when I flew to New Zealand, I flew to Singapore. Stopped off at Singapore and then on to New Zealand. Yeah. But there was just 2 big legs, man, like 13 hours a piece. Oh, man.
I like the longer flights.
Yeah.
I like them because you got more TV, you get more leg room, all the rest. Last time I went business and I loved it. I just slept.
Yeah, that's why he likes it.
Yeah.
Not much like stretched out.
Sleep.
If you're Brooklyn, you're in economy.
If you're in economy, you get a little bit more leg room though on Emirates. But yeah, it's just a different lifestyle. Everyone's.
He's just got himself a free holiday off some holiday resort destination. Just out Bali.
Come sponsor us. Come sponsor us.
Yeah, do that,
man.
Listen, we've took too much of Johnny's time there. We'll leave that
on a Friday night as well.
And a Friday night.
This is it. It's party style Friday
It's all
night.
good. It's all big respect to you.
Getting ready for Christmas. break open the Baileys tomorrow. Sure.
Everybody have a great Christmas. Thank you very much, boys. Let's do this more often.
Definitely.
Let's do it.
Next time in Bali.
Let's do it, Bali.
Happy Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Happy Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Give a big shout out to my son as well, because he's always asking me, Dad, ask John to give me a big shout.
What's his name?
He's called Jacob Smiley, NFL player.
Jacob Smiley.
NFL player.
An NFL player?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just remember, you'll say, yeah, I know him. Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
Don't forget to like, share and comment. Spread the word.
There you go.
Tell a friend.
Nice.
There you go. We out.